Homeopathy Audiobooks on YouTube.com. Disclaimer: this post is intended as study material, not as a medical advice. Please handle your affairs sensibly and consult your doctor. Thank you for listening. Introductory Workbook in Homeopathy, compiled by Richard L. Cruz, M.D. Introduction. This book provides a systematic one-year study plan for a beginner in homeopathy. It introduces and provides guidance to working material in theory and philosophy, interviewing and case-taking, case analysis and repertorization, and remedy selection and study of materia medica. It is organized into 40 study sections, each suitable for 1 week work. The ideal use might be for a beginner who plans to study for an hour or two a day and attend the beginning study group once a week. Many people starting in homeopathy want to get right into prescribing for themselves, friends and family, or even clinically if they are already practicing in a healing art. For the impetuous or practical-minded, a long preliminary study of theory is tedious and deterring. Others who are cautious or of a philosophical bent would rather lay a firm foundation in knowledge of concepts and theory of homeopathy before beginning to give out remedies. This book provides an amalgamation of these approaches, which is both interesting and practical. Most importantly, this workbook provides step-by-step guidance on how to begin and how to proceed systematically toward mastery of the enormous amount of data one needs to have access to in order to understand homeopathy and know how to prescribe. What is homeopathy? Homeopathy is a distinct, comprehensive, and deep healing system originally developed by Samuel Hahnemann about 200 years ago. It uses small doses of specially prepared, quote, potentized, end quote, remedies to set the body systems back in order and stimulate a person's own energies toward a natural healing process. It is entirely distinct in both theory and in practice from other healing systems, most notably from ordinary or mainstream, quote, allopathic, end quote, medicine, but also from acupuncture, chiropractics, naturopathy, etc., although some homeopathy often finds its way into these other fields of practice. It is comprehensive in that it deals potentially with all of human ills. It can be used curatively whether the individual's basic biological strength, quote, vital force, end quote, is strong enough to overcome the illness, and palliatively to provide prolongation of life and enhancement of energy and well-being when the illness is incurable. It is deep in that it can trigger and hide a healing reaction to even very subtle or severe or all-encompassing mental or physical illness, often when other healing systems have failed. Many people discover homeopathy when they have an illness, perhaps chronic arthritis or other pain, or fatigue, or depression, or just a common cold, which other treatments cannot deal with and which homeopathy dramatically relieves. Homeopathy also has the advantages that it is inexpensive. The only expense is the homeopath's time and training. The remedies themselves cost practically nothing. Then non-toxic, although side effects which reflect the body's own healing processes may occur, such as fever, rash, discharge, etc. And non-intrusive. The remedies are carried on tiny sugar granules which are dissolved in water or in the mouth or swallowed. Useful literature. There are 2 books which are essential for this course of study in addition to this workbook. Kent, James Tyler, Repertory of the Homeopathic Materia Medica, the basic repertory or catalog of symptoms and which remedies are related to them. Kent, James Tyler, Lectures on Homeopathic Materia Medica, the best summary of the different remedies and their symptoms, patterns, and images. There is no need to get an additional repertory. However, it is very useful to have one or several additional materia medicas because each author describes the remedy's effects, subtleties in slightly different ways, and for a particular patient, one author's description may clearly fit, while another's may not quite gel. The most useful additional materia medicas are in order: Berwick, William, Pocket Manual of Homeopathic Materia Medica, which has the advantages that it has nearly every remedy you will ever hear of, while Kent's has only the most common remedies, that it is small enough to be comfortably portable, and, although it is rarely useful and Kent's repertory is essential, Berwick has a different small repertory in the back. Tyler, M.L., Homeopathic Drug Pictures, which is limited by having only about 125 of the most common remedies, but is enormously useful in having for each remedy the highlights or characterizing points from several authors' perspectives. It is almost like buying several materia medicas in one. Baker, Nice Wonder and Young, Introduction to Homeotherapeutics, and Materia Medica Pura, from American Institute of Homeopathy. Another very useful summary of the main remedies with outline highlights for each remedy. Nash, E.B., Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics, a valuable synopsis of remedy use from another skilled clinician, written in a terse, communicative style. If you are really going whole hog, you will want to have also an additional, more comprehensive symptom compendium, probably Herring, Constantine, The Guiding Symptoms of Our Materia Medica, 10 volumes. And perhaps, for side excursions, Shepherd, Dorothy, Homeopathy for the First Aider, and/or Gibson, D.M., Homeopathy First Aid, and perhaps Shepherd K., The Treatment of Dogs by Homeopathy and The Treatment of Cats by Homeopathy. And for fun and tales of the wonders of practicing clinical homeopathy, Shepherd, Dorothy, The Magic of the Minimum Dose books. On the subject of philosophy and theory, you might want to have Vitholcus, George, The Science of Homeopathy, a modern textbook, and Hahnemann, Samuel, Organon of Medicine, the great final summary classic of the founder of homeopathy's 60 or more years of clinical and experimental experience. Kent, James Tyler, Lectures on Homeopathic Philosophy. It is also very useful, almost essential, to have a dictionary of medical terms, such as Dorland's Illustrated Medical Dictionary, and a standard English dictionary, such as Webster's or Funk and Wagnall's. If medical terminology is new to you, you may want to work through Smith, Genevieve, Love, and Phyllis E. Davis, Medical Terminology, Revised 3rd Edition, John Wiley & Sons Incorporated, New York, 1976, which seemed to be the best of several books I reviewed. There is also a 3-page introduction to medical terminology in the next section. Introduction to Medical Terminology. Many medical terms are built by combining a prefix for the organ, tissue, or part with a suffix for the process or condition. Some of the prefixes are like the common name, they are in Group 1. Some are different, they are in Group 2. Some of the most frequently encountered suffixes are on the next page. Group 1. Medical prefixes for organ, tissue, or part that are like the common names. Aort, A-O-R-T, stands for aorta. Append stands for appendix. Arterio stands for artery. Bronch, B-R-O-N-C-H, stands for bronchus, air tubes in lung. Col, C-O-L, stands for colon. Conjunctive stands for conjunctiva, membrane covering around eye. Duoden, D-U-O-D-E-N, stands for duodenum, first part of small intestine. Esophag, E-S-O-P-H-A-G, stands for esophagus. Ile, I-L-E, stands for ileum, third part of small intestine. Ire, IR stands for iris, of eye. Larynx stands for larynx, voice box in throat. Mening stands for meninges, membranes around brain. Naso, N-A-S-O, stands for nose, or they might use rhin, R-H-I-N. Parrot, P-A-R-O-T, stands for parotid gland, which secretes saliva in mouth. Pharynx stands for pharynx, back of the mouth or throat. Pleur, P-L-E-U-R, stands for pleura, membranes around lungs. Prostate stands for prostate gland. Retin, R-E-T-I-N, stands for retina, light-sensitive back of eye. Sigmoid stands for sigmoid, last part of colon, before rectum. Sinus stands for sinus cavities, example around or behind nose. Spleen stands for spleen. Tonsil stands for tonsil. Group 2. Medical prefixes for organ, tissue, or part that are not like the common name we may already know. Aden, A-D-E-N, stands for gland. Arthro, A-R-T-H-R, stands for joint. Card stands for heart. Cervic, C-E-R-V-I-C, stands for neck or cervix, which is neck of womb. Col, C-H-O-L, stands for gallbladder. Cyst, C-Y-S-T, stands for bladder or other pocket. Chondra, C-H-O-N-D-R, stands for cartilage. Dermat stands for skin. Diverticule stands for outpouch, diversion, example from colon. Encephal, E-N-C-E-P-H-A-L, stands for brain. Endomer stands for inner lining of uterus, endometrium. Enter stands for intestine. Gaster stands for stomach. Gingive stands for gums. Gloss stands for tongue. Hemat, H-E-M-A-T, stands for blood. Hepat, H-E-P-A-T, stands for liver. Hyster, H-Y-S-T-E-R, stands for womb. Kerat, K-E-R-A-T, stands for cornea of eye. Mast stands for breast. Myo, M-Y-O, stands for muscle. Neph, N-E-P-H, stands for kidney. Neur, N-E-U-R, stands for nerve. Oophr, O-O-P-H-R, stands for ovary. Orch, O-R-C-H, stands for testicle. Ot, O-T, stands for ear. Oste, O-S-T-E, stands for bone. Proct, P-R-O-C-T, stands for rectum. Pile, P-Y-E-L, stands for collecting funnel for urine from kidney. Phleb, P-H-L-E-B, stands for vein. Rhin, R-H-I-N, stands for nose, or they might use naso, N-A-S-O. Salping, S-A-L-P-I-N-G, tube from ovary to womb. Thromb, T-H-R-O-M-B, stands for blood clot. Ureter, U-R-E-T-E-R, stands for tube from kidney to bladder. Urethra, U-R-E-T-H-R-A, stands for tube from bladder to outside body. Suffixes that are frequently encountered for a medical process or condition. Oma, O-M-A, stands for tumor, literally a swelling, but usually meaning a growth. Sarcoma, malignant, vicious tumor of connective supportive tissues, example bone, muscle, joints, lymphatics, etc. Carcinoma, malignant tumor of covering tissue or glands, which are also on the surface of whatever they secrete into. Ectomy, E-C-T-O-M-Y, means cut it out. Emesis means vomited. Itis, I-T-I-S, means inflammation. Opathy, O-P-A-T-H-Y, means disease of. Oscopy, O-S-C-O-P-Y, means looking into. Osis, O-S-I-S, means condition of. Ostomy, O-S-T-O-M-Y, means making an opening to outside. Otomy, O-T-O-M-Y, means open it up. Rhagia, R-R-H-A-G-I-A, means bleeding. Uria, U-R-I-A, means in urine. That gives you 22 prefixes you already knew, plus another 31 that might be new, to combine with 13 endings for a possible 689 combo words, probably at least half of which are really legitimate. Also, sometimes you can use 2 prefixes together before an ending word, another couple of dozen legitimate words. Here we go. Aortectomy, aortitis, aortopathy, aortoscopy, appendectomy, appendicitis. It should actually be appenditis. So who's perfect? Adenoma, carcinoma, adenectomy, adenitis, adenopathy, arthrectomy, arthritis, arthropathy, arthrosis, arthralgia, hysterectomy, hysterosalpingectomy, etc. Have fun! To be continued. Next video will feature the section 1, sulfur. If you like this video, hit the like button, share and subscribe. Until listening.